Imagine Athens in 508 BC. It's a city on edge. The air crackles with tension. The people are restless. For generations, Athens had been ruled by a select few. These were the wealthy and powerful elites. They held all the power. The ordinary people had no say. This system wasn't working. The people were tired of being ignored. They wanted a voice. They craved change. They demanded a government that represented them. Out of this turmoil, a new idea emerged. It was a radical concept for its time: democracy. In these turbulent times, a leader emerged named Cleisthenes. He was a visionary statesman who saw the potential for a new kind of governance. Cleisthenes was determined to transform Athens. He believed in the power of the people and the importance of their voice in governance. Cleisthenes believed in the power of the people. He envisioned a society where every citizen had a say in the decisions that affected their lives. He wanted to create a system where everyone had a say. This was a radical departure from the existing power structures dominated by the elite. He introduced a series of reforms that would change Athens forever. Cleisthenes brought forth demokratia, a concept that meant rule by the people. This meant rule by the people. It was a revolutionary idea that aimed to distribute power more evenly among the citizens. It was a revolutionary idea. He reorganized Athenian society into new political units based on geography, rather than wealth or social status. He created new political units based on geography, not wealth. This ensured a more balanced representation of the population. He established a council of citizens, chosen by lot. This council was responsible for proposing laws and making key decisions. This council proposed laws and made decisions. The Athenian assembly, open to all male citizens, then voted on these proposals. The Athenian assembly, open to all male citizens, then voted on these proposals. This process ensured that the voice of the people was heard. Thus, the foundation of democracy was laid. Cleisthenes' reforms paved the way for a new era of governance, one that would influence civilizations for centuries to come. The Athenian democracy, however, was not without its limitations. While it is often celebrated as the birthplace of democracy, it was far from inclusive. Only a small fraction of the population could actually participate. The majority were left without a voice in the political process. Women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded. They had no say in the decisions that affected their daily lives. Only free men born in Athens were considered citizens. This exclusivity meant that many were denied basic rights and privileges. This meant that the vast majority of the population had no political rights. They were mere spectators in the democratic process. Women, even wealthy and influential ones, could not vote or hold office. Their roles were confined to the domestic sphere. Slaves, who made up a significant portion of the population, had no freedom or say in government. They were essential to the economy but invisible in politics. Despite these limitations, Athenian democracy was a remarkable experiment for its time. It introduced the concept of citizens participating in governance. It laid the groundwork for the development of democratic principles that would influence civilizations for centuries to come. The legacy of Athenian democracy is still felt today. Athenian democracy was a direct democracy, a system where citizens had the power to make decisions themselves. Citizens participated directly in government, without intermediaries or elected officials. They met regularly in the assembly to debate and vote on laws shaping their society through active engagement. In contrast, most modern democracies are representative democracies where citizens elect officials to represent their interests. Citizens elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf, trusting them to act in the public's best interest. This difference highlights the evolution of democratic systems over time, adapting to the needs of larger, more complex societies. While direct democracy worked for a smaller city-state like Athens, it is less practical for larger, more complex societies with diverse populations. Modern representative democracies aim to balance the will of the people with the need for efficient and effective governance, ensuring stability and order. The Athenian experiment, though flawed, remains a powerful symbol of the enduring human desire for self-governance and a voice in shaping their own destiny, inspiring democratic ideals worldwide.